Hello guys, welcome back to Mr. Cloudbook channel. Today is the day 13 of the Devs Masterclass. Today we will learn how to create a remote repository on the GitHub. We already discussed about in the last video what is GitHub and how to create the GitHub account. Okay, if you don't watch, please watch the video. So the day 12, and after that we did a project called open source project Uptime Kuma. So which is used in the organization because most of the organizations use this one to get the service monitoring and everything, so which is easy one, so it will be really helpful for your resume also. Okay, and we will also see how we can sync that repository with our local mission or the local git present in our laptop. Okay, so we will go to the browser and open the GitHub account. So if you don't know how to create the account, please watch the video day 12. So there I created the GitHub account also. So if you let's go open the new tab also and search for the github.com. This is the account we created yesterday. I mean like on the day 12. So Mr. Cloudbook is the username for my account. Okay. Nothing I have in this particular GitHub account till now because we didn't created any repositories on this till now. If you have not created your account, you need to create your account first so that you can log into your GitHub account and we can use this for your learning purpose. Okay, now to create the GitHub repository or to create the remote repository, we have the option. Okay, so you can see we have the create repository options here, and you can see there are two options. Or if you don't want to create from here, so these are the two options we have. So to create the new repository. Okay, for the first time you will get like this, and if you don't get like this, if you get like this, I mean you go to your repositories, sometimes you maybe see like this. Okay, so I don't have any public repositories yet. Okay, so to create the new repository over here we have the, so here this is the third option. We can directly create from the here using this particular green color new option, or you can directly click on this plus button also. So you can see here there is an option called new repository. So there are so many ways to create this. Okay, so let's create the new repository from there. This is the green button I'm going to use. Okay, select this one. So once clicking on the new repository, I mean like the option new, so it will provide the name. So this is my owner name, right? Mr. Cloudbook is my username for the GitHub account. Okay, and after that we need to provide the repository name. So here we need to provide some unique repository name so you can easily understand for your project. So let's give a name. So I am giving the name as the GitHub. Okay, sorry, GitHub underscore master class underscore 2024. So this is the repository name, and we can give the description here. Okay, so you can see if you get this one option like, so this is available for you. Okay, GitHub masterclass 2024 is the name for the repository. It's already available. Okay, so we need to provide the description here. So if you want to create the any description for your project, just copy the code and just paste it again. So this is just for optional, you can give the description as well. Okay, so doesn't matter, you can give anything, so up to you. And now here in the after description we have the two options. Okay, so one is public and other one is private. So here public means, okay, anyone or the internet can see this repository. You choose who can commit. Okay, so anyone can choose our repository, anyone can clone the repository, do the modification in that repository. They can easily use this one. Okay, it means the people will have the read-only access to this repository, but they cannot write in this repository until you allow them to update or modify the code. Okay, right now we have other option which is the private. So which will, so I'm talking about the private now. So it will go with the private option. It means you choose who can see and who can commit to this repository. So this repository will not be accessible over the internet, and this is your private repository. Okay, the repository will only access to the people who you are sharing this repository. Okay, but private repository on GitHub is not in a free of cost, that have some kind of charges. So some are the private, but it doesn't have most of the time. We need to pay some charges as well. Here we are going to create the public repository only for the learning purpose. So select the public here. Okay. Next you can see that we have some kind of the checkboxes. Okay. First checkbox, it is saying a add a readme dot file. Okay. So let's talk about the readme.md file. So readme.md file is a something which will have a description of your project, which contains the information like who is the author of the project and what is the core intent of this particular repo and what is the necessary information you want to mention here. So and you can directly give the installation process and everything. Okay. If you go to the uptime Kuma, you can see because we have some kind of the information it's provide. Okay, in the this is the GitHub repository of the uptime Kuma. They have the readme.md file. You can see this is the readme.md file, and if you open this one and you can see the content of that one. See, this is the readme.md file. So it's containing the live demo. So you can create the demo server from here. Okay. So it is temporary live demo. All data will be deleted after the 10 minutes. So they are giving this and we can write the features of this particular project and how to install and everything we can provide here. See, non-docker, how to update and who are the sponsors here, most sponsors and so much of things. You can see what gave them motivation and what is the discussion and ask the help. They added some so many kinds of the links, so you can talk with them, we can give the ideas and everything. So this is the use. So this is the use of the readme.md file. Okay, so this is good to have in your repository. Okay, so add readme.md file in your repository. This is good to have. Okay, so other one is .git ignore. So other option called add .git ignore. Okay, so they see if you select this one, I mean like select the add readme. Okay, and add .git ignore. So we need to select this one. Okay, so this is again a hidden directory or the hidden file which will present inside your grid project, that is .git ignore. So in .git ignore you can mention the path or you can mention the file which you don't want to track with the GitHub. Okay, so if you mention some file name in this GitHub .git ignore, so that Git cannot be tracked that particular file. Okay, so now you can think what could be the files we can use in the add in the .git ignore. So whenever you create a project, suppose in the organization we are using some kind of the credentials or the credential secret manager, we use very confidential data, right, for the project, and I want that complete code of my project will be pushed onto the GitHub repository. So but these credentials will be escaped from that particular push. Okay, I don't want to push that particular GitHub repository into my GitHub. Okay, so and that way I can add that particular secrets file into the .git ignore, so it will be escaped from that git push. Okay, these credentials are not pushed to the GitHub, although it's present in the same repository or in the same project. Okay, so in the .git ignore you can mention the files, you can mention the folders for which you want to ignore and keep track inside the git. Okay, or we can keep escape the tracking. So here we need to add the .git ignore, and you can see this is option none and so many options they have here for the templates. So next we need to choose the license. So which license you wanted to use. Okay, so that is up to you. This is for just learning purpose. We will talk about the future in the license and everything, and all you have to do is click on create repository. See, it's creating the repository now. So this will take some time. Okay, it's depend on your. Uh, sorry, I have forgotten the create adding the .git ignore. Okay, so we can directly add that particular file from the VS Code also. No need to worry about it. Okay, so here we have the one file called readme.md. Let's go inside, and you can see we have this one. Okay, GitHub Masterclass 2024 and the description. So let's clone this repository to our local computer. Okay, so to clone this particular repository, okay, So how we can do that? So you want to create or you want to sync that repository with your local machine. You can click the option here. You can see there is an angular brackets with code option, right? So you need to select this one code. Okay. In the code, you can see some kind of options such as HTTPS, SSH, and GitLab CL. Or we can download as the zip format also. You can see open with a GitHub desktop at the download zip format. Okay. So everyone use the HTTP. Everyone will use the HTTPS, and some use the SSH in industry level. Okay. So go to HTTPS. You can select this HTTPS, and SSH is different link. You can see different links. Okay. Go to the HTTPS and go. We can copy this particular code. Okay. So you can. It gives them some option called the copy. So copy the URL to clipboard. Just copy this and go to the terminal. Okay. So here the terminal. I don't have anything here. So let me clone using the command called git clone is the command to clone the repository. So on the terminal, you have to go to the directory and there you can just copy or clone this particular remote repository. Okay. So to clone the repository, we need to give the command called git clone -b. So you can give the branch name. Okay. -b main. So we have the main. You can see here the branch is main. So -b main and paste the URL. So this is the URL of my GitHub repository and enter. So you can see it's cloning the GitHub master class. Okay, that is done. Okay, so if you see ls here, so we have this one. Okay, this is the directory we just cloned right now. Let me give in the ls-la format and you can see. So this is the .git master class. Okay, 2024 we just created right now. So let's go into that. To go into that, we need to go into the .cd GitHub masterclass, enter. So let me clear the screen and increase the font size. Okay, clear it screen. So now let's give the command ls. See, we have the only one file, that is readme.md. Okay, so give ls-a. See, we have the .git and readme.file. Okay.